Day 2 of SEC Media Day is in the books. I'm Jenny Carlson here in Dallas Omni Hotel, where Oklahoma was among the 4 teams on day 2. Lots of Sooner talk, but then again, there was lots of Sooner talk on day 1. We'll talk about all of that in just a second, but first, a big thanks to my sponsors, Fowler Auto. You can find them at fowlerauto.com and Scott Petete at Trademark Exteriors Renovation, and he can be reached at 405-627-6296. Text him, call him. He'll come out and give you an estimate on your roofing, painting, siding, any needs you have to redo your house. Of course, like I said, Sooners were a big talking point on Monday, day 1 of SEC Media Days. I'm assuming they may very well be on days 3 and 4, but on day 2, they were here, and a big crowd for Brent Venables, Jackson Arnold, Billy Bowman, and Danny Stutzman. I'm actually sitting on the platform podium where Jackson Arnold met with media for about 15 or 20 minutes on Tuesday afternoon. But Brent Venables, when he came on the stage in the main room today, had dozens of cameras there to record his entry. Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner who introduces all of the head coaches here in the main media room, actually commented that it was an SEC record for cameras recording a head coach to come up on stage. I don't know what that number is going to look like tomorrow on Wednesday when Steve Sarkisian is here with the Texas Longhorns. We'll let you know tomorrow. But lots of interesting things. Obviously Venables asked about being ready for the SEC. The players asked about being ready for the SEC. I thought Billy Bowman had a great comment. What if they aren't ready? They're still got to go play football. So the fact of the matter is the time has come. The Sooners are going to be in the SEC in just a few weeks playing SEC competition. It won't be long before that opener. But this is the reality for Oklahoma. They are now in the SEC, and they have to strap on the helmets, put on the pads, and go out there and play in the SEC. So, the attitude, at least from team leaders who were here, and you assume that attitude is trickling down to everybody else in the Sooner locker room, is it's time to go find out. They do have questions on the offensive and defensive lines, and that's an area where we've repeatedly, as coaches, have been asked about the transition for Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC. That's an area where a lot of the coaches have talked about the biggest difference is that depth and that talent on those lines along the line of scrimmage. So that's a big question mark for Oklahoma. But at this point, they're going to have to go see. A couple of things that stuck out to me today. Jackson Arnold, only 19 years old. He's going to be 19 when he makes his first regular season start for Oklahoma. He was poised. He was comfortable. Obviously, a lot of attention when you're the quarterback at Oklahoma. He's the quarterback at Oklahoma as they step into the SEC, so even more pressure, but very comfortable today. So I thought that was interesting to see. And then Brent Venables had a meeting with Oklahoma-based media before his press conference in the main room, spoke on several different topics, gave some injury updates, nothing really out of the ordinary that you might expect. No alarm bells going off with anybody that we didn't see during spring ball. Andrell Anthony, Jalil Farouk, a couple guys that are big to Oklahoma's receiver core, both in a good place to be able to return for the season. Nothing holding them back from being at that ready position when the season starts. They'll continue to rehab, as Brent Venables says, but he liked the fact that both of them will, be in a good position when the season does start. There were also some questions of some off-field issues that Oklahoma has had, including Deion Burks, but Venables offered no updates as far as public punishment, so said everything was being handled internally. If there's more on that, obviously will have to come at a later time. So again, lots of Oklahoma talk, and even Oklahoma talk as it related to other teams that were here today. Georgia was here, Tennessee, and Missouri also. Tennessee obviously coached by former Sooner national championship quarterback winner Josh Heupel, and also was a longtime offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. He was asked lots of questions about returning to Norman for the Vols game there this year. Said it's going to be interesting, a whole new perspective. He'll be on the opposite sideline, a sideline that He's never been on for a game. All those years he was a Sooner or a Sooner coach, he was always on that home sideline in the home locker room. He said, obviously, that changes when the Vols go there. He's on the other sideline. So a different perspective. But I think a lot of people want to know how Heupel feels about Oklahoma after he was fired as offensive coordinator. I asked him about that at one point today, and he said, his feelings haven't changed, but it sounds like his feelings were always very positive about Oklahoma. So at least in his mind, that was the case, and that's how he continues to feel about his college alma mater. So I'll have a lot more from SEC Media Day. Again, just day 2. Day 3 tomorrow includes Texas. So we'll have lots of Longhorns coverage as we head into the back half of SEC Media Day. Again, a big thanks to my sponsors, Scott Petete at Trademark Exteriors. You can reach him at 405-627-6296. And Fowler Auto. If you're in the market for a new car, check them out at fowlerauto.com. That's all the time I've got for now, but thanks for joining me. See you next time.